One. Okay, we're rolling. Oh, okay. I'll just fuck
I had
it.
to get my
I'll let
I
it
had to get
run.
my
You
sip.
can just.
I had to
Hold
get
on,
my
hold
sip in.
on. Everyone got their phone on Do Not Disturb if they're using their phone, right?
I do. Wait,
Okay.
do I?
Joey doesn't.
Yeah, I do. We're
Good
good.
call. Good call.
Fucking, of course, Joey fucking doesn't.
all game.
You're just a little
Of course
bitch,
he
Joey.
fucking. Of course he fucking doesn't. Ladies and gentlemen, shut
Mar,
up.
I'll cancel you and talk.
Shut up.
Marsh, it's Gabe, whatever your name is.
Shut
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Joey just fucking left the call. Nah, Joey, nah.
oh my God, Joey, come on, man.
Up.
Of course
This
you
is gonna be
did.
one funny episode.
Oh,
Jesus
this is gonna be
Christ.
fucking hilarious. This is all five of us. Oh my God,
It's the first time ever.
this is the first time. This is definitely the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fab Five Podcast, Ep.2. Ladies and gentlemen, hope y'all had a good week. I know I did. I don't know about the rest of them, but you know.
I had an amazing week.
But for the first time, we have all five of us here.
Yay!
All five of us is here.
Yeah.
This is something very special because this is a very rare occurrence when all five of us are in the same spot at the same time. Cornbread, where the fuck were you last week?
I was gonna
He's the
say.
wedding. Bro.
No, that
Wedding
wedding was 2 weeks ago. I was on a little date trip with the wife to South Dakota.
Wasn't it your anniversary or something? Or were
No,
you just
no,
did you
she
just
just,
go to go?
Yeah, because she's just started school back up. So
I see.
now that she's gonna be back at school, there's no time during the school year to do anything. So,
Oh hell no.
so yeah, he finally caught me. As Ryan mentioned, I've been a ghost for like a month straight. But it's time to eat, and in 2 weeks here,
Week
we're gonna eat.
Football season is slowly creeping up on us. It's already August. I can't believe that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Can
can't.
we just talk about that? Like, I can't believe that already.
Nah.
And it feels like we were just watching college basketball, March Madness, literally. Like, fuck, I don't know how long ago. It's been that long already. And now college football is on the way. This is crazy. It's crazy, but it's gonna be a fun time. That's all I know. I don't know about y'all, but it's gonna be a fun time. We got a lot planned for this show. We got a lot planned coming up. If you are not following us on Twitch, follow us on Twitch. We will be streaming. I think I'll be streaming it. I'm not sure yet, but we'll be streaming our fantasy football draft. That we've been talking about it for the past week. That is going to be a funny ass time. If you want to see everybody in their own habitat, in their own character, that's going to be the time you want to see it. So make sure you're following us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter. If you're not already following us on Twitter, check the link tree that is linked to the Twitter. It has all our social medias there, our YouTube, our TikTok. Everything is there, literally. And the Discord. There should be no reason you don't join the Discord, and there should be no reason you don't follow us on any platform. There should be no fucking reason. You have all the possible chances to follow us. If you don't, it's
stupid.
Free. You're not spending any money. It's free. You know? But I think it's only right that we start off this show. Well, we start by talking about college football. Of course, we were talking about college football, and college football is slowly creeping back up, as we said, over and over again. But, of course, the biggest thing that has happened within the college football has been the college football realignment. It is now not even a Power 5 anymore. It's not Power 5. It's what, like Power fucking 3
Power
or 4?
4.25. I'd call it 4.25.
We're going to call it 4.25.
I mean, you've only got 4 teams left in what was the Pac-12.
What was the Pac-12? That's so crazy. That Pac-12 conference is now just...
Well, after this year, it's no more.
I'm about to say after this.
It just means the Wyoming Cowboys are about to become Power 5, baby.
Stop it. Stop it. You're playing the Mountain West. Nobody cares.
That's the next biggest one, dude. That's the next biggest one.
No, it's not.
Oh, my God.
State,
I'm not gonna lie
if
to you.
Washington State want to play against some good competition, San Diego State is all right. Fresno State's all right.
San
Utah
Jose State
is terrible.
San Jose State was good last year, somehow.
They still
But
got that same.
Somehow.
I digress.
Somehow.
We digress. But there's been some notable changes that will occur next year, not this upcoming season. So there'll still be a Pac-12, quote unquote.
Pac-12 after dark is still a thing.
I was gonna say it's still a thing. It'll be a thing this year, but next year it will no longer be a thing.
Goodbye.
It's so many teams that have left, man. I think Colorado is going to the Big 12.
Colorado.
You know what's crazy? They originally found the Big 12.
So here are the
What
four
school?
teams.
I forgot.
Here are the teams that I'll break this down just because I've kind of been looking at it a little bit more today. So we'll break this down kind of into two parts. We'll go team that's going to the Pac-12 first, or team that's going to the Big 10, and then teams that are going to the Big 12. Going to the Big 10 is Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA. I would argue those are the four heavy hitters in the Pac-12. Am I wrong there? Like, those are like, when you think of Pac-12, you think of like, oh, Oregon, or like, oh,
UCLA,
or like, oh, Washington. Well, it depends on what sport for Washington, but
it depends on
They've been building. They've been building.
I would argue the only sport I'd really like argue is like softball. But and then going to the Big 12 is Utah, Colorado, Arizona State, and Arizona. I'm not gonna lie, I like the move to the Big 12 for the other four. I mean, Colorado ultimately just kind of kicked off the entire domino when they were like, "Yeah, bye, we're leaving. We'll see you never."
Which is hilarious because of all of the teams in the Pac-12.
It all comes.
They have been perennially mid.
Well, they were also in the Big 12 to begin with. Them and Nebraska, and a couple other teams that we can just talk about later. But like, you look at Colorado. Well, let's Cornbread Butter start it up. We'll start with Colorado. They were 1-11 last year. They were absolute trash. I don't know what this makes them moving to the Big 12 going forward.
Can I
However,
answer
oh God, yeah.
that? You know what that makes them? Still trash.
Even still trash. No, no cap though.
Wrong,
Hang on.
wrong.
I will say this: there's two players I'm really excited to see play Big 12 football eventually.
And you're talking about two guys from a whole different college.
I lied. Three. There's three. You're looking at Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback. Obviously, that's Deion's son. Set the world on fire at fucking Jackson State. Did really well. And then you've got former, God, I still can't believe this is a sentence, but former number 1 recruit Travis Hunter spurned Florida State to go to Colorado, to go to Jacksonville State. Then once Deion left, transferred up to Colorado, and then you've got the kid nobody thought was going to commit there in Cormani McLean. When he flipped from, I don't know if he flipped from Miami or if he just committed there instead of Miami, but yeah, they're still going to be. I think he did flip.
He flipped
too.
because he was
originally committed to Miami.
And then when Deion announced that he was going to Colorado, that's when he flipped. That's when a lot of people flipped, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah. It's also tough to kind of put everything into perspective, knowing that Oklahoma and Texas are leaving for the SEC. That is something I never thought I'd see. Texas, yes. Oklahoma, I don't think so. Like, I'm sorry, but if any of you watched that 49-0 shellacking that Texas gave out Oklahoma last year, well, Joey just left. Come on, Joey.
Please.
I see Ryan. I don't see Mark, Gabe, or Corn. So that's why I joined back.
God, your shit is ass.
I see all 5 of you. We're fine. We're gonna keep rolling.
Keep going. Keep going. Ryan, keep going.
Have 5 megabits
Yeah.
per second ass.
Who, me? Or Gabe?
What about Joey?
Oh.
No, dude, I still only person I see right now is still Ryan.
Oh my god. Anyway,
You'll be fine.
moving
You'll be
on.
fine.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma's in for a rude awakening when they go to the Big 12. Nah, I'm just
You
gonna
might
keep
think
going.
so.
I'm gonna keep
We'll see.
going. Huh?
We're good.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You know what the problem is with Oklahoma though? Is you lose Lincoln Riley, which shocked college football. You then lost Caleb Williams, which didn't help. Obviously the other part of that equation was Spencer Rattler ended up transferring to South Carolina. We'll talk about them when we get to the SEC. But just to kind of wrap this thing up, we are seeing college football evolve very quickly. I don't know what the last 4 members are gonna do. So, just to clarify, the teams that are still in the Pac-12 are Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, and Stanford. They tried to go to the ACC. The ACC shot them down. They were like, "Nah, we don't want you. Go away." So
On the Atlantic coast. Yeah.
well, I mean, you've got fucking Cornbud, you've got fucking USC traveling to like Rutgers and Penn State in like fucking December or November next year.
Well, and that's going to be the biggest issue too. Is these conference alignments are not just for football.
No, it's for everything.
All college sports, and they're not taking into account all of the other sports that don't just travel on weekends.
And you know what? You know what I will say? It will make the Big Ten a lot better than it already is for basketball or baseball. It'll make the SEC way better for sports like softball and volleyball and basketball. Like, I don't want to... If I'm somebody that's, like, picking between SEC schools for, like, basketball, I want to play in the SEC. You're playing Texas every year. You're playing Oklahoma every year. You're playing everybody that's already in the fucking SEC every year. Like, that's terrifying. And
it always boils down to money.
Yeah, of course it does.
Because if they stayed in the Pac-12, if Oklahoma and Texas stay in the Big 12, especially once this college football playoff expansion comes to 12 teams,
yeah,
it's going to be a lot harder to make your case with power of schedule.
Oh, of course.
Versus having a great record and either winning or being in the championship of the Big 12 and Pac-12. Because even if you're not playing against the best of teams, if you look better than a lot of other teams,
of course,
you're going to have a better chance of playing in that, as opposed to, if Texas goes like 7-5 in the SEC and just gets stomped on by a bunch of teams, then everyone's going to be like, oh, Texas lost it. Doesn't matter if they have all the talent, but it's all about making money. And I don't know, maybe at the end of the day, we'll kind of see some of these schools fizzle out, and the only thing that they're going to have going for them is these huge media contracts.
Yeah, and I'll wrap this realignment talk, at least my portion of it, just by saying this. I've been doing some digging the past couple of days on, like, offers that the Pac-12 has gotten for, like, their media rights deal, and, like, so supposedly what I've dug into is this. The Pac-12 had a couple different offers on the table. The Pac-12 rejected an offer from Apple. I don't think Apple was offering them enough money to begin with.
It was $25 million a school, plus it was incentive based, where
Which
they
is
had
not,
to get more users registered for their schools.
Yeah, it's not great. So that got shot down. And then originally, they also had a deal. They had another deal with ESPN, but I think the deal with ESPN broke down because of the fact that ESPN, they wanted more of the money instead of distributing it evenly throughout the schools, which is obviously a big problem. But anytime you get into a media rights deal, you have to make sure that these cable companies, whether it's CBS, Fox, ESPN, ABC, NBC, etc., they want to make sure they're getting enough money from televising your football games to I guess, to make it worthwhile to keep you on the airwaves.
Right.
But I
I mean,
think
that's what
that's
ultimately comes down to. Yeah.
yeah, that's all I have to say on realignment. If anyone has anything else, jump in.
I feel like the realignment, it really changes the atmosphere, like you said, Ryan, of sports altogether. But it just makes football more interesting to watch now. I mean, you have SEC, which is already a terrible conference to play in because look at the talent that you play. You play Alabama, you play Georgia, you play Tennessee. You play so many schools, LSU. You play so many schools that are just loaded with talent that doesn't even match to what you have.
You know what? This is going to get fun, though. It's going to get really fun in recruiting. It's going to be so much fun for recruiting. You're going to have a kid in like 2 or 3 years from now. He's going to be down to like his top 3 for like football. I don't know. Let's say he's like the number 1 quarterback in the country. And you're going to have an offer from like Texas, Georgia, and Bama. Like, how do you pick between 3 schools that A, turn out talent in the NFL, but are just like powerhouse? Like that, I would have such a, if I were in their shoes, I'd have such a tough decision. Like I don't know what to, I don't know what I'd fucking do.
I mean, 3 letters, NIL.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters these days. If you're about to get 7 figures coming into your freshman year, you know,
can't turn that
you're
down.
Right. It used to be one of those things where you're like, who's going to develop me to get me to the professional?
Yep. Now it's all about who's going to get.
Wealth comes.
Now it's all about who's getting me the most money.
Dude. Some kids are getting several $100,000 a year.
Oh yeah.
Coming in as a freshman. You know, so I think the biggest part of it is, like Mark said, it's going to be competitive. It's going to be exciting, which hopefully that balances out with all of the rest of it.
I think it will.
If it doesn't, dude, at one point, we're gonna have like 3 conferences that are worth watching, and then that's it.
Yeah.
We should do some relegation, though. We should have promotion and relegation.
You can't do that in college football. That's not a thing.
That's what should happen, because otherwise teams like Georgia Tech are going to be bottom feeders who are still getting 50, 75 million a year.
What are you what are you going to do? Relegate somebody to like the Mountain West or like the fucking Atlantic? Like what? That's no.
Hey.
Stop. We're leaving the pro L talk to soccer. We're leaving the pro L talk to soccer.
Somebody has to go. So some of you just don't belong here anymore. I wish we could kick some motherfuckers out of the SEC. I definitely wish, because y'all don't belong there.
No, that's true. That's very
Vanderbilt doesn't belong there.
Only in baseball.
Only in baseball.
Only in baseball. The rest, you don't belong.
Yeah.
You should not be here. Like it. Hey, we'll save that for another day.
We'll save it.
Of course, with the new season coming up, it's only right we talk about last season. I think last season was probably one of the more exciting seasons because
I would agree.
It was just built with, it was so much. It was so much that went down last season. There was a lot of unlikelies that happened last season, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what made last season probably the most exciting season. Me being a college football fan, from when I was a kid, 5, 6 years old, growing up to all the way at being 22 years of age now, watching college football, I've never seen a more exciting season until last year.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be completely honest, because it was just so much that happened with last year. Just so many moments, so many games that really changed the whole entire atmosphere of college football itself.
You mentioned games, Mar. That's kind of a perfect segue into kind of what I wanted to talk about. Those 3 games. Well, as soon as you started talking about last season, I'm like whacking my butt, and I'm like, okay, what happened last year? I'm like going through everything. I've got 3 games that I can remember off the top of my head that were like instant classics last year. The game number 1 was definitely Tennessee, Alabama. That was number 1. Number 2 I would have to say, I don't know if you guys remember this, Joey. I think you were in the call with me when it happened. TCU was 12 seconds away from not being undefeated anymore. They ran their kicking unit onto the field and kicked the field goal against Baylor as time expired. That, I think, ultimately, I don't know if that was like a rough part of their schedule. It like solidified the spot in the Big 12 championship. They didn't win the Big 12 championship, but that propelled them ultimately to the playoff.
Too.
Yeah. And then I would say the last one is I'd say up north for all of us, you look at Michigan taking down Ohio State back-to-back years. We'll get into that when we discuss the Big Ten, but
we'll definitely get into that. And just those games alone,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Ryan pretty much hit it on the head. Those games really just define that in college football, anything is bound to happen. It does not matter who you are, where you are, who you play for, who you play against. It does not matter. Something crazy is going to happen regardless.
Yep.
So anything could happen. There's no the whole NFL is scripted talk. College football, there's no fucking way possible. You mean to tell me there's no possible way you can tell me that college football is scripted?
You can take every college football script you have every week and just throw it in the fireplace. Every week, just throw it in the fireplace.
And throw it.
That's fair, but death, taxes, Georgia national champions.
They went back to back. What the hell?
Back to back.
And I think other than them in Alabama, you're starting to see some more parity in the league.
I love it.
You're starting to see some more teams like Tulane, dude. Tulane's coming out of nowhere.
Knocking off USC last
even
year,
the Sun Belt, like James Madison coming up.
Look at
even
staying in the Sun Belt.
Making it into the American. Like there's a lot of very fun storylines to watch for this year.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And so
last year, I know I went into last year saying that Georgia wasn't going to repeat. I remember saying it. I will quote it for the rest of my life because I just thought with the pieces that they lost in the draft prior, they lost 13 players in the draft. Mind you, those 13 players were not just some random people. Those were players that had a very important role to when they won the championship the year before.
Didn't the majority of those players went first, second round as well?
Second round.
With like the exception of Stetson Bennett, I think all those players went in like first, second, or third round. Yeah, I'd have to pull the draft back.
Last year's draft.
Half of them are Philadelphia Eagles.
Right,
I was gonna say.
More than a quarter of them are Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Literally the AAA system for the Eagles, apparently.
Jesus.
But literally, like the year before, they lost. Nakobe Dean went to Philly.
Nope.
Lewis Sign went to Minnesota. George Pickens went to Pittsburgh, which forever grateful for because.
Yeah.
That's a bad
motherfucker.
That's a bad motherfucker.
That dude is a walking OPI.
We're gonna.
He is a walking OPI though.
We're gonna talk about him whenever the NFL episode comes. But George Pickens went to Pittsburgh. Jordan Davis went to Philly. It was so many guys from that Georgia team the year before this past one, all went to the draft. In my mind, I'm sitting there thinking like. All these players went to the draft. There's no way in hell Georgia repeats, right? No fucking way. That's what I thought. That's what I assumed. And Joey could quote me because I said it. I said it proudly.
I remember this.
Georgia's not repeating. But Stetson Bennett,
the mailman,
found a fucking that old ass man found a way. To get Georgia back into the national championship and repeat. Hey, call it what you want. Again, you can say college football. You can't tell me college football is scripted. Because who really thought, with the people that Georgia lost, who really thought they were going to fucking repeat?
Well, while we're on the topic of Georgia, can we talk about the fact that they were like a
Put your
47?
fucking hand down. You don't raise your fucking
Hang
hand.
on.
You don't
hang on.
raise your hand.
Shut up. Hang on. While we're on the topic of Georgia, they were a 47-yard field goal away from losing that semifinal to Ohio State.
Oh,
Now Michigan got splattered by TCU. That's another story for another day. But like,
Say they got splattered, but
they pulled a Michigan. That's all I'm saying. They pulled a Michigan.
they definitely pulled a Michigan for sure. But Georgia, it just goes to show, and I hate to toot my horn, but it goes to show how good the SEC really fucking is.
No, yeah, you're right.
For them,
I
for
hate
them
admitting
to-
the SEC is the best football conference, but you're right.
There is a clip, and if I find that clip, I'm going to put it in this episode. There is a clip of Kirby Smart's pre-game speech to his team before the national championship.
Yes, I remember this
At
clip.
that moment, TCU did not stand a fucking chance. When I heard that damn, I remember just listening to it. I'm like, no wonder Georgia beat their fucking ass like this.
terrible.
No
Holy
fucking
shit.
wonder. You mean to tell me you go onto one of the biggest stages? Because you got to think about it like this. This is not just a regular ass college football game. This is the national championship we're talking about. The national championship that a lot of players don't even get the chance to even sniff, let alone play in. You get on the national championship stage and you get blown out 65-7. You mean to tell me you in the span of 60 minutes of football, you only score 7 points, but you give up 65. That's what you're telling me.
God.
You give up 65 points, and what did you only score? 7.
I was honestly follow preach trainers the yelling,
Throw the damn towel.
Yeah.
Throw the damn
was
towel.
terrible.
I'm not gonna lie, I cut the TV off at halftime. I went to bed.
I did too. I stopped watching. I couldn't anymore. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they should have delivered rings in the third quarter, man. That game was awful.
Yeah.
Delivered their
To be
shirts and
fair,
everything.
though, TCU, I think, exceeded expectations.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe even, their own potential.
Of course.
Because, honestly, beating Michigan was huge. It should have been Michigan and Georgia.
Yep.
Beating Michigan was a great game. Max Duggan showed that he is a great quarterback. I think if he gets the chance in the NFL with a good team, he can't play with the
He's on the
Texans.
Chargers.
He's
He's on the Chargers.
If he was on the Texans or the Buccaneers, or, there's a lot of teams out there that just don't necessarily have the right tools for a quarterback to thrive. But I think he had what he needed at TCU. Sonny Dykes set him up well.
Yeah, he had fucking
But
Quentin
when you
Johnson.
go up against a team that has 10, 15 guys who are going to the NFL that aren't even starters, there are third stringers on that team who are going to be going to the NFL, who are still going to get drafted. It's just the depth. So even though they got blown out, still, props to them for just making it there in the first place. As much as we want to dunk on them, they got dunked on enough. They got dunked on enough.
As much as we sit here and talk about that game, you do have to give credit where credit is due for the sole fact that
of course.
TCU, with them losing the Big 12 championship, a lot of people didn't think that they would even be in the spot that they were in, because they lost the Big 12 championship. If it wasn't for, I forgot what school it was that lost their conference championship. It was USC.
It was USC. If Utah doesn't beat USC for that second, so if hypothetically, because no more than 2 weeks before that, USC and Utah played that 43-42 barn burner out in Provo, and then Utah turned around 2 weeks later and was like, nah, you're not putting up 42 again, and just hosed down USC. And that that's what put TCU in the playoffs. Because if Utah doesn't beat USC that second time, we might not even be having a conversation of TCU at all. Because it might be USC. Because if USC would have been the last team in, it could have been USC playing Georgia instead of USC losing to Tulane in was it the Cotton Bowl?
The Cotton Bowl.
The Cotton Bowl. Yeah, we're not even having that conversation right now.
Nah.
Well, but that's the nice thing though about this new college football playoff format is there's a lot of teams that don't have to think what if anymore.
I hate it.
Dude,
yeah,
I hate it.
I hate it. Talk about that.
I hate it.
So they're bringing a 12-team expansion to the college football playoffs. Originally, it's 4 in. If you're not one of the top 4, you're not fucking playing. Simple as that. You're playing for some other bowl, literally. But now with them adding 8 more teams to the mix, I feel like it just gives the whole college football playoff thing less of a meaning, in my opinion. Because you got to think about it like this. When it originally comes down to it, this top 4 is decided by a committee. Not only a committee, but you have to take into consideration of your most significant wins, your biggest losses,
your strength of schedule. Yeah.
Did you win your conference? Did you win your division? If you did not do, if at least 3 of those I just listed isn't up to par, you're not in it. You're not in it. You're not in it for that sole reason that they're not up to par. Your strength of schedule, your schedule is fucking dog shit. You were expected to beat all those people by more than 20 points.
Yeah,
you're not in it. You lost to 2 teams out of the top 25. Hell no, you're not in it. No, like you're beating on bums and losing to the teams that you should beat. No, that's why I feel like them adding this whole 12-team thing, it just makes the college football playoff scheme lose its meaning.
Yeah, it's completely devaluing the meaning of the regular season. And hang on. Okay, no, go. Then I'll come back at you. Go.
It's not as if these teams aren't going to be within the top 15 in the nation, though. The only way that someone's going to sneak in is if they somehow win their conference championship. And even then, you still have to be a top 4 team in your conference to even have a chance at winning a conference championship. You still got to play through a couple of different games there. Think about it. There's a lot of teams that could be in there, that could be competitive. The Oregons, the USCs, the Auburns, the Clemsons. There are teams out there that can still make it fun. Because it's not just going to be like, oh, this team's not even ranked top 25.
Wait.
Hold on. Gabe, go.
Are we going to sit here and not act like the top 4 doesn't run through 5 through 12 every year?
Yeah, that is true.
Exactly, and those teams still aren't terrible, right?
So why we accept the mediocrity?
Mediocrity is top 12, bro. I'm about to hop off the call.
No, you can't do that. No, he's right. He's right.
Listen. Think about it like this. Okay, you're adding a 12-team expansion, so that it's already the top 4 in the nation. Then 8 more. Why are you giving the 8 more a chance at being in something that's originally for the top 4?
Yeah.
Why are you giving them
same reason why there's 68 teams that play in March, bro?
You can't make this comparison.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Stop. No, Joey ain't gonna back you up. Look at Joey's face. You think he's gonna back you up?
I'm backing that up.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying. Think about it. We're having this conversation. If we were applying this of teams of mediocrity, of teams that weren't as good, didn't deserve to be in the top 4, and only top 4 can play, San Diego State wouldn't have gone on a run that they just went on.
I'm gonna whip you.
That's too different.
You can't do this. You can't do this.
But there's a reason why people deserve a chance. And on top of that,
No.
think about all these games. Think about all the money that's about to come college football's way. It's going to happen anyways.
It's the money. That's why.
Yep.
That's
But
why.
here's the
It's
thing.
strictly
I'm
for
gonna
the
be
money.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Okay, this is why I say that the whole 12-team expansion shit is bullshit. Because okay, the top 4 of last year, it was Georgia, it was Michigan, it was Ohio State, and it was TCU.
Yeah.
Granted, Ohio State shouldn't even been in the fucking top 4 for the sole fact that they didn't even get to their Big 12. They didn't even get to the Big 10 championship.
No, because they
They didn't even
choked
get
again
there.
against Michigan.
Because they lost to Michigan. So if we're going to be completely honest, TCU, they lost, but just for the sole fact that USC lost too, that's why Ohio State was in. Because granted, again, Ohio State was already out of it. USC had a guaranteed spot in the top 4 if they beat Utah for the
Pac-12 championship.
If they win, they're
They're in.
TCU lost, right?
And they still got
Granted,
in.
They still got in. However, if USC was to win and TCU, even though they lost, they were still in it. They were the 4th seed. But USC had the number 3 seed on lock if they won the Pac-12 championship. If they won it. But they didn't. That's the only reason why Ohio State was even in the top 4. Now, back to my original point. You have Georgia, you have Michigan, you have Ohio State, and you have TCU. Those are the best 4 teams in the nation. Whether you like it or not, they were the best 4 teams in the nation at that point last year. Now, granted, outside of the top 4, there is USC, there's Alabama. I'm going to be honest with you. We don't deserve shit after last season. If we had the 12-team expansion last year, I don't want to see that shit. We don't deserve it. We did not deserve it. We lost to Tennessee. Granted, that was a game we really should have won, but it got called. The pick 6 that we had got called back. Literally, Tennessee scores a touchdown the very next play. Hey, but we're not going to talk about that because we had that game won, but the rest didn't fuck with us. That's fine. Cool. Then we lost to LSU in overtime. We shouldn't have lost that game.
Nope.
We shouldn't have. That was the game that we were supposed to win. If we win that game, I promise you, I would feel a whole lot better.
If you win that game, you're playing for an SEC championship instead of fucking LSU.
Yeah. And LSU got steamrolled in that SEC
Yeah, that was
championship.
bad. That was so bad.
Steamrolled. It was so bad that Jalen Carter went for a sack and he just picked Jay Daniels up and just held him like this. That's how bad it was. They got steamrolled. But if you were to tell me that the 12-team expansion was to be last year and we were in it, I would tell you, fuck no. Just scrap the whole idea and just do the top 4. Honestly, if you're going to do the 12-team expansion, just go back to the original format where number 1 and number 2 play for the national championship.
I miss the BCS.
Simple times.
I miss the BCS.
All right, listen. All right, old folks, we could talk about this forever.
Yes, we can. Do we want to get into like some predictions?
Yeah,
and
we
shit
need
now?
to get it rolling. And listen, if in 50 years, when you guys are sitting in a retirement home and you're still bitching,
Wow.
well, I'll give it to you, okay? But this is gonna be something.
Give it to
that
us
will
in
be
5,
exciting
not
down the
50.
line. We're gonna get used to it. A lot of people didn't like the top 4 to start with, and now it's one of the most exciting things happening during December, January.
I still don't like it.
I don't either.
I
We
know.
do not care.
You know the one
I
thing.
still don't like it.
You know the one thing that I will wrap this. I guess we can wrap the conversation on this. You know what I hate, Mar and Joey? I hate how in like September or October or November they're all like, "Oh my gosh, this is what the college football playoff is gonna look like." Like, no, stop talking about the college football playoff as a whole until like late November, early December. Yes, we know these 2 teams are playing. They're undefeated. Obviously, the college football playoff implications on the line. And ESPN doesn't. I mean, ESPN's obviously driving that whole thing, but like I've them over anybody else. And I saw a graphic a couple weeks ago they had on SportsCenter. They're already teasing to next year, being like, "Oh, this is what the 12-team playoff would look like next year if you take all the teams from last year." It's like, no, stop.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How is this gonna work out for home and away?
It will be so. This is how it breaks down. You have your 6 conference champions get auto bids into the big dance. Well, into the college football playoff, and then you'll have the next 6 teams with the best records in the country. I would imagine they're gonna do it where it's like it's gonna be essentially, it's gonna be like a conference tournament for college basketball, where like 1 plays 12, 2 plays 10, 3 plays 9.
It'll be 5 through 8 play against 9 through 12, and then 1 through 4.
Well, do you want to do? I was gonna say I wasn't sure if that was all finalized and everything.
No, that's how it'll go. So from what I understand, it'll be those 5 through 8, and then 9 through 12.
So 5 will host 12. Yeah, 5. Yeah.
And then it goes in, and then it'll be 8 bowl games, or I mean 4 bowl games.
4, yeah.
And then you'll get the semifinals out of that.
And then you'll get the final out of that.
And then you'll get the final.
Yeah.
I just think you're asking for too much.
I think it's stupid.
Like I said, I think you go back to the original number 1 versus number 2.
And you know the other argument I hear people making all the time, even though it's not even close to being true. The people wanted to do away with this 4-team format because the common phrase I always hear is, "Oh, the same 4 teams make it every year." No. In the entirety of the college football playoff, since its inception in 2014, 15, 16, anyway, since its inception in 2014, there has not been a single season where the same 4 teams have made it like 2 years in a row. It never happened.
At the most, it was probably Clemson, maybe
like
Alabama.
Clemson and Alabama. But other than that, yeah, that's
the same 4 teams have not been in the college football playoff since it started.
Yeah.
Maybe Ohio State. I'll give you that.
Maybe.
But it's always a 4th team that's new to the college football playoffs. It's
get
not
me
the
in a
same
prediction. Get me in a conference play. Let's fucking blow it up.
All right.
Let's blow it up.
It's time. It is a new day. It is a new year. It's a new season in college football, and of course, we're going to start going over some notable teams, some notable schedules, giving our predictions, who we think are going to win what conference, where they're going to go, how they're going to finish. That's just what we're going to do.
Mo, you've got the script for this thing. I'll just let you roll through it.
I got the script. Okay, cool. So first conference, I feel like it's only right. You know, the best conference in the land, the SEC. Let's just talk about them, you know. Let's talk about the SEC. The best, like I said, the best conference there is. So, I don't want to start with my team.
I don't want to start with Joey's team either.
Don't ask me.
Do we want to start with the back-to-back national champions in Georgia?
Let's start with Georgia. What is their schedule looking like?
Hang on. Let me actually go to my preview magazine while I've got it right here in front of me.
Because if I'm being for real, I'm scared.
It's not good.
I'm scared about Alabama. I'm very scared. And that's coming from an Alabama fan.
So this is Georgia's schedule. They play UT. They open up with 4 straight home games, okay? They open up with UT. They open up with UT Martin.
1-0.
Ball State.
What the fuck?
Well,
they play South Carolina, so Spencer Rattler comes into town. And then they play Trent Dilfer's UAB squad. So that's probably 4-0. And then they've got Auburn on the road.
5.
They host Kentucky.
6.
They have to go to Vanderbilt.
7.
They host Florida, who's not good.
8.
They play Missouri and Ole Miss at home back-to-back.
9 and 10.
They have to go to Tennessee.
That's gonna be the one to test it.
That'll be the
I don't know,
that'll
dude.
be the
Both
game of the
teams are
season.
going to be with new quarterbacks, right? Is
That-
Hendon Hooker back this year?
No,
Or he got drafted, right?
he got
gonna be-
drafted. Joe
It's
Milton
gonna
the
be
third.
Mr. Joe
Oh, it's
Milroe
going to be
the
Joe
third.
Milton, and then they do have that Nico freshman.
Iamaliava's not going to play unless they're blowing
Not gonna
somebody
play.
out.
He's not playing. Nah.
And then obviously
Either
they
way, I think it
finished with
happens. I think they go undefeated.
they finished with Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech sucks.
We're looking at 11-1 and worse.
Yeah,
At work.
at worst.
I say give me 10-2.
Stop it.
Where's the second
Stop it.
loss, my boy?
Stop it.
Where's the
It's
second?
probably to Alabama in the SEC championship game.
No, we're talking regular season
I'm
only.
talking
And this
regular
dude's
season.
You thinking they lose to South Carolina at home? You know what? Spencer Rattler, Beamer ball.
Spencer Rattler looked very good towards the end of the season.
He did take down Clemson and Tennessee back to back. Yes, that is true.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Nah,
Because
nah. Give me 11-1. Give me
It's-
11-1. Give me 11-1. Stop.
once
Stop.
Tennessee beat Alabama, Tennessee became the team to beat. And Spencer Rattler said, "Hold my beer, let me shit on them real quick." That's exactly what he said.
Number 1 pick.
Listen,
That was terrifying. I was watching that game. Mar was texting me, blowing my phone up, saying, "What the hell's going on? Pay back some bitch." I'm like, "Oh my god."
so for the record, for those who don't know, yes, I am an Alabama fan, but I am from South Carolina. I don't like South Carolina football. I never have, and I never fucking will.
Damn.
And I will never side with fucking Dabu Sweeney and Clemson football.
Dabu.
Fuck
Dabu.
Ragu. Fuck him. Don't care. I will never side with Clemson football. But South Carolina, I feel like, granted the fact that it's a new year, and I feel like anything can happen. I'm just saying it for the record. I just feel like South Carolina, Spencer Rattler looked, like I said, he looked very good in those last 2 games of the season. Call it what you want, but he looked very
They
good.
could be a dark horse this season.
That's what I'm saying. So, at worst, I'll say 10-2.
Okay,
At worst,
that's fair.
But Georgia being Georgia, Kirby Smart being Kirby Smart, I'll say regular season, give me 11-1.
There's
Because
one.
I feel like they'll lose that game to Tennessee. They got to go to Tennessee. I don't know. Tennessee, I don't know. UT Knox is just a different atmosphere. That's
Yeah, it is.
Will
that's
Anderson,
Bama
something.
found that out the hard way last year.
they interviewed Will Anderson at Texans training camp, and he said, "What is one of the places you don't like playing in?" Tennessee. What was the hardest place to play in?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest. I feel like it's one of the tougher places to play. I mean, if you want to talk about tough places to play, I mean, you think about the Horseshoe at Ohio State. Think about the Big House at Michigan.
You think about Happy Valley.
Penn State. I will give Penn State credit where credit is due. Because
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better, bitch.
That is a
One
loud
thing-
ass stadium. I will.
One thing that I'm looking at though, before we trail off from South Carolina, they could be a dark horse, but all of their really tough games on the schedule are away games.
Yeah.
Week 3
that's what sucks
at
for them.
Georgia, Week 5 at Tennessee,
Ooh.
Week 8 at A&M.
Oh.
You know, all of those games that
A&M
are
is
going
fucking
to be
garbage.
the reason.
Don't
I think
Don't
A&M
give me
sucks.
that.
A&M sucks.
Don't give me that. A&M is fucking garbage.
Still
Don't
a
give
hard
me
place
that.
to play. Still a hard place to play.
Don't give me that. They're fucking garbage. When was the
I'm
last
just saying-
time? When was the last time Texas A&M was actually good? Johnny Manziel.
On. That's about it.
Hey,
Johnny Manziel. Money
You know-
Manziel?
On a little bit.
while we're on the topic of South Carolina, you know what actually won that? You know what actually did really well for them last year overall was their defense. I don't know how close you guys follow recruiting. They just landed a 5-star athlete like 2 or 3 it's like a couple months ago by the name of Nicholas Harbor. If you haven't seen his film, dude, have you seen his track film too? His track film is disgusting. He's gonna be a beast on that defense for them.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to feel about them. I truly believe that they caught lightning in a bottle the last couple of weeks with Spencer Rattler in the regular season. They played Tennessee in wounded animal mode after they came off that win. After they came off that win against Bama. I don't want to call it a letdown spot because that's not what it was. But like, Clemson wasn't.
If Hendon Hooker didn't tear his ACL, I think they would have won that game.
Yeah, if Hendon Hooker doesn't tear his ACL, they easily win that game.
Yeah. But Spencer Rattler was just doing his job. He has no control over that injury, so hey, call it what you want. That's the Tennessee defense fault. But so Georgia we have at 11-1. Are we agreeing on 11-1? Because I feel like that. I think they could lose to Tennessee. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Their floor and ceiling are just so close together.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Tennessee. Did we go over Tennessee?
No, we haven't touched on them yet.
Hit Tennessee, please. I don't even want to talk about Alabama.
I got
Can we
you.
just not talk about Alabama?
No, we're talking about Alabama. We'll get to Alabama after we talk to Tennessee. Okay, so I'll give you the short and skinny on Tennessee here. Obviously, you lose you lose Hendon Hooker, you lose Jalen Hyatt, you lose Cedric Tillman.
We lose Darnell Wright.
You lose Darnell Wright. That doesn't help, obviously. If you look at this Tennessee team overall last year, other than the Bama win, I mean, that was obviously their signature win of the year, they very quietly and unassumingly went about their business. They looked good. They were solid. Hendon Hooker can make all the throws. We know this. Their defense it wasn't great. It was good enough to keep you in games and win you games.
Yep.
I mean, you lose your two best receivers in Tillman and Hyatt coming into this season. You absolutely smashed Clemson in the Orange Bowl, which
I love that.
Which, speaking of which, Joe Milton did play in, so we got a little sneak peek of him last year, at the very, very, very end of last year.
The only times you ever saw Joe Milton is when Tennessee was blowing him out and he came in the fourth quarter, and mainly doing.
You're bringing back Jabari Small. You're bringing back Jalen Wright. You're bringing back Dylan Sampson in the running back room. That's a trio that's going to be good. You're bringing in... Go ahead, Joey.
No, I'm saying we also brought back Brew McCoy, who was originally a transfer from...
And then you bring in four-star 4 or 5-star quarterback Nico Iamaleava from Hawaii.
He's a 5.
That kid
my guy's a 5-star.
He can fucking play. He'll see action this year. I don't know how much, just because obviously he's a freshman. They might play him in 4 games and then redshirt him.
I thought he was class of 24. He didn't graduate yet.
He's in
our team.
He's class of 23.
So he's
I
on
think.
the roster?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's listed on the depth chart as the second stringer right now.
Okay. Never mind. That's my bad.
The first 2 games, I have a feeling we could see Nico because of blowout run.
Well, yeah, you play fucking Virginia and Austin P.
You play Austin P, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they get Austin P.
Oh my god.
Hey, look, honestly, bro, I know Milton deserves to get the run, but I wouldn't even play Milton the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, you have to.
Yes, we do. We'll let him get 3-4 touchdowns and then take him out.
The schedule's okay. I mean, there's a stretch with October 21st and October 28th. They go back-to-back at Alabama, at Kentucky, which is not great.
I'm not worried about Kentucky.
I don't know. Devin Leary.
I'm not worried about Kentucky.
Stop, bro.
Are you sure about
You're
that?
sleeping.
I am 100% positive about that.
You're sleeping.
Hey, let him not worry.
Yeah, that way when they fucking beat
I'm
him.
more worried about the game before that because I hope Tennessee's not in their own head because we do play South Carolina September 30th.
You know what? So this is going to be this 4-game stretch. This 4-game stretch will define their season. September 30th, they host South Carolina. October 14th, they host A&M. Then October 21st and October 28th, you go at Alabama and at Kentucky. That 4-game stretch will define their season.
We're not winning in Bama.
No, probably not. That's a tough place to play.
You son of a bitch.
Once
listen
March,
here. You listen here.
Season was gonna be on Bama. We're not going to Bama.
You listen here, you son of a bitch. You see me? You listen here. Y'all will not beat us at fucking
I didn't
Alabama.
think we were.
And guess what? Hey, I'm letting you know. I'm putting you on notice, motherfucker. I'm putting you on notice.
Damn.
Listen to me when I say this. That is my motherfucking birthday. October 21st.
Oh,
that
shit.
fucking Saturday is my birthday.
Why don't you take an L, Mark? Why don't you guys take an L again?
We will not lose. We will not lose to you son of a bitches.
Bro.
Somebody clip this for when they lose.
I'm picking y'all to win, but look, if Bama blows it on your birthday, we may need to have fucking send out a search party for this motherfucker.
Yeah, we might have to send out a search party.
Mars gonna get a search party.
What?
Put me on suicide watch. I'm not gonna lie. Put me on suicide watch. I
So,
will be drunk.
Hey,
I will.
Ma, we're saving this. Obviously, we save all the podcasts. If Bama loses to Tennessee, I'm pulling this. Mark my words. It'll happen.
Hey, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Going through the SEC, we got to talk about LSU. Have to talk about LSU.
I apologize, guys. I do gotta hop off.
Oh, well.
I apologize. But Nebraska's going bowling this year.
Whoa.
The only thing they going bowling for is their fucking corn crops.
We might play in the Barstool Bowl. But we're bowling.
Okay,
the Barstool Bowl.
Oh God!
You're taking pride in that?
You're taking pride in this?
Hey, we're still bowling, baby.
Ew.
We're still bowling. I promise.
That's so
Flip
crazy.
that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Matt Rule. You know what? Screw that. Nebraska Big Ten championship. They're not going to win it, but they're going to be there. They're going to be there. Iowa's losing all of their guys to gambling. All right.
Is he serious?
No, he is speaking facts, though. He is speaking facts.
Is he serious?
Yeah, they've lost like 3 or 4 players. They've lost 3 or 4 players already.
Of the West and the East.
Wait a second. You telling me you're going to put up points on J.J. McCarthy? On Cade McNamara? Stop. Cade McNamara will run through your defense.
He transferred.
It doesn't matter.
Where's he at?
Cade McNamara transferred to Iowa.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Stop it. Iowa or Wisconsin's going to win the division.
2 yards every drive.
Iowa's the most boring team in college football, like they always are.
Yes, they are.
Iowa's going to be one of the worst teams in college football. I'm going to let you know.
They're going to be so boring to freaking watch. The only thing you can watch
and
is
the Big Ten's about to get really big. So once the Big Ten expands and they change it from
it's going to make it worse, not better.
Yeah, there's no way. But this is the chance for the Huskers to get in there while there's still so much power.
But you know what this means, right? With the West Coast teams moving to the Big Ten, we get Big Ten after dark.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
Yo, that's gonna be amazing. I don't care what nobody says.
Go Skurs, and Georgia's going for a 3-peat. See you, boys.
Okay.
Oh my God, this son of a bitch!
That's my
I can't
prediction.
believe this shit. That's your prediction. He's leaving us.
He's leaving on a terrible prediction.
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That's the first clip for the TikTok right there.
Yes, it is.
We got him. It's okay. We got him.
Okay. While we're doing it, we're ripping the Band-Aid off. Let's talk about the Crimson. So.
Rip it. We got a lot to figure out. That's all I know.
Yeah. I kind of want to start rolling through these kind of quickly too. I mean, we don't have to spend 10 minutes talking on one team.
What time are we at right now as far as the recording?
I don't know. It's not telling me. Wait, let me see if I can find it. It's not telling me how long we've been recording, but that's okay.
We start at 7:30. It's been an hour.
Okay, we're fine.
That works. We got to fly through these.
So, Bama quarterback battle. 3-way quarterback battle between Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, and transfer from Notre Dame, Tyler Buckner. More thoughts?
I I don't even know how to feel because it's like, what do you do at this point? You got three guys that are just
Could start on any team.
they can start on any team.
I don't know if Ty Simpson would start on any team. I'm not that high on Ty Simpson as I am on Jalen Miller. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Cade McNamara was starting for Michigan at one point.
Yeah,
I
that's
just want to let
fair.
you know
That's
that.
fair.
I
That's
said
He's
blow him
he's
out the water.
listen. Cade McNamara is fucking dog shit.
Yeah, he's
Quote
not good.
me, unquote me. He's fucking ass. Who
Mhm.
cares? He started for Michigan. Anyways, they can start on any team. It's just one of them has to start here. Who?
I think it'll be Miller. Just because of his dual threat ability. The two players I'm watching for Bama this year are your wide receivers. I'm looking at Jermaine Burton and Jacoby Brooks. Those are my two must-watch players for Alabama this year. If they have a good year, you'll be in every game. The defense still needs a little bit of work. I know people are concerned about the offensive line. Yeah, you guys will. It's just gonna be a feeling out process the first couple games. You flipped. Who the fuck did you flip? The kid from Iowa. What the fuck's his name? Oh, you flipped Caden Proctor from Iowa. Congratulations. There's your day one starter somewhere on the left side of that offensive line. I don't know. I actually haven't looked at their schedule yet. Let's see.
To watch for
Oh, well, you get Texas at home week 2. Okay. I don't know. Give me like a
It's just
10-2. Give me like a 9-3.
I say 10-2 for the sole fact, and this is like the most unbiased thing I could possibly say being a Bama fan.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the sole fact that we're still trying to figure out our quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is going to be a very I don't think people really understand, but figuring out a quarterback situation is the worst things you could possibly do.
Yeah, especially in college football.
Especially in college football, because not every quarterback is going to fit in every single system.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be rough. But hey, 10-2, maybe an SEC championship appearance.
I don't mind 10-2.
Maybe.
And do we have anybody left in the SEC we want to touch on?
Hell no.
Georgia Tech.
They're not in the SEC. They're in the ACC. Shut up.
Man.
Look at him. He thought he knew something.
Damn, Gabriel.
I will say the one team I'm excited to watch again. Just look out for LSU.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is one lone ass motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. Where do we want to go next? March Campbell.
Let's go to Big Ten. I don't know what happened to my camera. You gotta give me a second.
Okay.
A talking goat.
Yeah, talking goat. You know.
That's what he is. It's a talking goat. Come on, Joey.
Right. Come on now. You know that.
You got the talking part right.
Fuck you, bitch. How dare you?
I went. Actually, I can never.
Okay. We said Big Ten.
Yeah, Big Ten.
We'll start at the top with Michigan. They bring back.
Big ball.
They have J.J. McCarthy. Cade McNamara being like, yo, even though I got you to the college football semifinal last year, I know I'm not going to win this battle. So let me get up out of here. Let me go play at fucking Iowa. Like, really? You couldn't have picked anywhere to play other than fucking Iowa? Is he really going to make them that much better? I would argue no. That will be determined by how the season turns out.
Right.
Michigan brings back Blake Corum. Michigan brings back Donovan Edwards. Full disclosure, if I see them run for anything close to what they did against my Penn State and Lions last year, I will put my head through a wall somewhere. I refuse to see them rush for 418 yards again last year. That was painful. And we were only down 2 going into halftime. Anyway.
Doesn't that just suck?
Yeah,
Hey,
anyway.
Ryan, about Michigan, would you say right now, until someone else proves it, I think Michigan might have one of the better 1-2s in college football.
No, I'll come back at you with Penn State. Probably has a better 1-2 than they do.
Think about it. Blake Corum,
Stop.
no
Stop.
injury. He's probably going
Stop.
to Heisman.
Stop.
Are you
Stop.
serious?
Stop. Whoa.
Are you serious?
Hang on.
Wait, hold on.
What did you just say?
Ryan,
If
are
Blake
you
Corum
serious?
didn't get hurt, he would have contended with fucking Caleb Williams.
No, I disagree.
What?
Cade McNamara, no, I disagree. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Ryan,
I don't think so.
I get you're a Penn State fan. But let's think.
Stop.
Bro,
No. You wanna know why?
What? What? Go
Because
ahead.
the last 3 or 4 games of the season, they started opening up their offense and started actually throwing the fucking ball like they should have been. The reason they had to lean so heavily on the run for the beginning of the season because they didn't have the passing attack figured out yet. I think that's what ultimately screwed them over, and by the fact that they were splitting carries for most of the year to begin with. So that's not
even
good.
with the carries, he was before that injury. He was on a.
I don't think he gets a call to New York.
I'm saying he
I don't
probably would
think
have
he gets
finished
a
in the
call
top
to New
2.
York.
Ryan,
I don't think he gets a call to
come
New York. I don't think he
on.
gets. Stop it.
Blake Corum is going to be on a mission to go bananas this year.
Yeah, of course he will. I don't know. The wide receiver room isn't not great. You've got Roman Wilson. You've got Darius Clement. You've got Cornelius Johnson. Like, okay. You bring back Colson Loveland at tight end, which is a big spot for them.
Yep.
They're going to be just fine on defense. As much as it pains me to admit now, I do have Michigan winning the Big Ten again. It's going to come down. Their season's going to be defined by 2 games. At Penn State, November 11th. Home against Ohio State, November 25th. That's their season right there. Do we want to flip the script and talk about Ohio State here, Mark?
Well, let's talk about Ohio State. I mean,
What
we
happened?
haven't really talked about them much.
What happened?
I mean,
They're 0-2.
what happened?
They're 0-2 against Michigan their last 2 years. What's going on up in the you call it the shoe? What's going on in the shoe, bro?
I feel like, me personally, I think it's a sole fact of the matter is that they're just getting outplayed.
Yeah, I also agree with you.
They're getting outplayed for the sole fact it's like, okay, when we talk about Ohio State and Michigan, of course everybody is on the side of Ohio State.
Yeah, of course.
It's been like that the last 2 years because C.J. Stroud, Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave, who was the wide receiver
Garrett Wilson.
in the game last year, Garrett Wilson, now Jet. Like it's so Jackson Smith, Nick Jig, but no, he was hurt that last.
He was hurt.
No, not that year.
No,
but this past
that
year,
was this
he
past
hurt.
year. He got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, this past year he was hurt.
That's
But
what gave Marvin Harrison Jr. that number 1 receiver role.
Right, and it's just that Ohio State team the past 2 years has just been so dominant.
And you know what's crazy too? That is the best collection of talent I would argue that Ohio State has ever had, and you wasted it 2 years in a row by not winning a Big Ten championship.
Yep.
Right, that ceiling was so high for that team, and it's just like, what did you do with it? You didn't do anything with it.
No,
it's bad. Like, you have talent like that, because let's just be quite honest right here.
Mm-hmm.
When you have talent like Ohio State did, you have, like, literally, I'm this is coming from me being a Bama fan. I think we produced one of the best receiver rooms in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Argue with me if you want to, but I will show you that we've had one of the best wide receiver rooms that we produced in the last 5 years. Yeah, guaranteed.
For sure.
And yes, over LSU, over Ohio State, over anybody that you think had a better wide receiver room than Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's not the point. When you have the talent of Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith-Njigba, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and then C.J. Stroud is your quarterback, and you have one of the best defenses in the nation.
No, their defense has been no. Their defense has been trashed the past 2 years. That's why they've lost.
But I'm saying they had.
No, I know what you mean.
One of the best.
Yeah, they did.
One of the best defenses in the nation,
mm-hmm.
and you still can't produce a Big Ten championship,
mm-hmm.
let alone a national championship.
Yep.
You get bounced every the first round.
Yeah.
Every time. The semifinals, every time. It just does not make sense to me. And it's like this past year, okay, granted, they lost because their kicker shanked the fucking field goal wide left.
And he shanked that hard too. That was a pretty bad.
That wasn't
left.
no normal shank, by the way.
No.
I just want y'all to know that.
Mhm.
That wasn't a normal shank. He shanked it.
Go watch the replay.
wide
Go watch the
left.
replay.
Like literally, I will probably throw a clip of it in
Yeah,
the
do
episode.
it.
Like literally, it was a
Mhm.
wide shank left.
Um,
How do you like? Granted, yes, kicking is not the easiest thing in the world, but like wide left like that was terrible.
there's
But anyways.
there's two things I'm watching for Ohio State this year. First off, who's your quarterback? Because they've got Devin Brown. They've got Kyle McCord. I agree with you, Joey. I think McCord gets the start. I think he'll win the starting job. I think a big part of that is because of the fact that, if you don't know, he played with Marvin Harrison Jr. at St. Joe's Prep in Pennsylvania in high school for 4 years.
Yep.
So that helps a lot. Obviously, McCord, they're both juniors, so they played together for I guess it's like 6 or 7 years now. But and then what are you getting from your running back room? Because Travion wasn't healthy last year, which didn't help them. And then Mayan Williams was okay at best. I mean, if you can find a third guy in that running back room, that'll help you. That'll help you a lot. I'm going to say this now.
Uh-oh.
That game at Notre Dame worries me a little bit because of the fact that they have to travel to Notre Dame and face Sam Hartman. That's not going to be an easy game. However, if you go to Michigan and you lose thrice to the Wolverines back to back seasons, the heat on Ryan Day's hot seat, it will get turned up exponentially.
If we're being completely honest,
If you
hang
on, no, stop, no. That's
We're
a
not
bullshit
doing this
response.
again.
That's a bullshit response. That's not.
you
No,
hold on.
stop.
So you mean
Stop.
to tell me that you think that after the past 2 years, actually no. The past like 3-4 years that Ryan Day has been head coach of Ohio State, has not produced a single Big Ten championship, gets bounced out of the semifinal round every time he appears in the college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You think he doesn't deserve to be fired at this point?
Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet. What else? Like, okay.
Look, Ryan, I can understand.
What else do you need?
I can understand.
Who are
maybe
you
not
bringing
having
in to replace him?
Somebody better than him.
Stop! You're fucking
Somebody.
That's fucking.
He got a good team handed down
stupid.
to.
Like Joey literally just said it. He had that team handed to him.
It was like a damn Christmas gift saying, "Hey, we're letting him go. Merry Christmas. Congratulations. And don't fuck up."
And he hasn't done anything with it.
Look, the only thing I'll say is after this first year, okay, we'll give you an exception. You're still green. Second year, yes, it was closer, but okay, pick it up. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, then strike through your route 3 years in a row. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Then
He should have been gone.
maybe if he doesn't get fired, at least put a fire under his ass. Like, look, bud, you've been here for 4 years.
You put the fire
I
under his
think
ass.
this
You don't
is
fire
you're
him. You can't fire
You
him.
got
I'm
to
not gonna lie.
No.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm not
say
gonna
it.
lie.
Yeah.
Ryan Day is like.
Hey,
you put,
Ma,
you put him on-
listen.
hold on. Wait. You're gonna let me talk. Calm down, Pee Wee. Ryan Day is like your man that you put on to the baddest girl in the club, and he continuously fumbles it, and she keeps giving him chance after chance after chance, but he just says something real stupid or outlandish. Like at a certain point, like you're gonna get, it's not going to end well. Like,
Yeah, it's like that one TikTok I saw where the guy said, "Oh, what do you like? I collect rocks."
Yeah.
like saying stupid
like,
stuff like that.
Ma, you're gonna tell me you want to fire somebody who's 45-6?
Yes.
That's basically
Yes.
saying you want to fire Nick Saban.
But what has Nick Saban done compared to Ryan Day?
Nick Saban's actually won championships.
I know you didn't just do that. I know you didn't just do that. I know you didn't just do that.
Flying out, it kicked you out for saying that.
The first 3 years that Nick Saban was head coach at Alabama, you know we won 2 national championships.
Yes, I'm well aware. I watched the confetti fall from the ceiling every single year.
Nick Saban, I lost count how many Nick Saban produced for NFL.
He has 6 national titles.
Do you see the talent that he's producing to this very day?
Yeah, it's
out
fantastic.
of Alabama?
I lost count.
I think the number of like first round picks in like the last 3 or 4 years is like 55
No, I'm
or
talking
like
about
60
people just
something.
getting drafted at any point. I lost count.
And I just want to let you know, we have 10 players that were listed on the NFL top 100 that came from Alabama for this past year.
I don't think you need to fire him.
Nick
That's all I'll say. I don't think you
Saban
need
has
to
done
fire
a
him.
lot more.
I don't think you need to fire
Nick
him.
Saban has been there a lot longer than Ryan Day, but with his first 2-3 years in Alabama, he's won 2 national championships. He's won the SEC championship every single year when he first started.
Hold on, let me ask Ryan this.
The thing about Ryan Day, impressive.
Shut up,
yes,
Joey.
does he have a record? Yes, throughout them years. Yes, that's an impressive record. But teams like Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, they have expectations. Like, look, you can win all those regular season games, but if you can't show up to the big stage that everyone's looking for, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like,
Gabe, what were you saying? Gabe?
Like,
my whole thing is, why are you keeping him in his job?
Because I don't think you're gonna find anybody better than him. I don't think you're gonna find anybody that can go 45 and 6.
I will put the amount of money in my pocket. If you put something out and say, "Oh, we have fired Ryan Day," I will put any amount of money. Teams and coaches that even have a contract now, like, yo, I opt out to go to Ohio State.
I need you to understand. Something.
I think you guys are ludicrous. I think
it's the Ryan bias because y'all both have the same name.
I think
that's what it is.
Fucking high.
But listen, Ryan. Listen, 45 and 6 in the regular season. That's fine. Congratulations, regular season. You're 45 and 6. Congrats. Guess what? You don't have a championship to show for it. You don't.
Like the Ravens.
What do you have to show for it?
It's like the Ravens in the
medal?
preseason.
A participation ribbon? What do you have to show for it?
I can say something similar. It's like when people say, "Oh, the Ravens haven't lost a preseason game since 2015." I'm like, okay, go back to 2015 till now. They have 1 playoff win.
Okay, like
that don't mean shit.
It means nothing.
I think I think it's ludicrous. I think it's ludicrous.
To the big stage.
This is why I feel like everybody needs to understand. Just because you're good in the regular season does not mean you're good in the postseason. Josh Allen
finish 10 and 6 every year. They get in the
Josh Allen, not fucking good in the postseason. He's good in the regular season. He's good for it in the regular season.
Dak Prescott.
I think you're fucking
so many names.
Let's not talk about him, please. Let's not talk about him.
Okay, we'll move on.
That's for 2 weeks, Tom. But yeah, we do have to move on in the interest of time.
We're moving on.
Yeah, we're moving on. Basically, so if we had to, let's just go out on a limb. If you had to pick a national champion right now at this very moment, who are you picking?
I have a feeling Gabe's gonna pick the obvious.
Gabe wants to go Georgia so fucking bad.
There isn't one. There isn't a clear-cut national champion this year. I will say that much.
I want to say it's so bad too. But I just don't see it a team 3-peating. I really don't.
If they do, then good Lord.
I say it's between Alabama and Georgia. One of the two.
You're just being nice at this point.
Yeah, you
there's
are.
no way in hell.
There's no way Alabama gets to the national championship game.
I want you and Ryan to go before me. I want to see if somebody says my answer. And no, it's not Tennessee. I'm not even. No.
Who wins the national championship right now? This is gonna be very painful.
Oh,
this
God.
is gonna be a
This
is gonna be a clip. Watch
very
this.
painful.
This is gonna be a clip. Watch this.
Michigan's winning the national championship this year.
Okay.
Michigan's winning the
Okay.
national championship this year.
My answer.
I
I'm not
like
mad about
that.
that. I'm not mad about that.
Here's why. Yes, they lost some pieces on the offensive line. Yes, they lost. Well, it doesn't matter that they fucking lost Kid McNamara. He wasn't great. He was okay. I mean, yeah, he led you guys to the college football semifinal, but he didn't get you over the hump.
No.
I think if you're looking at this Michigan team, they are superior on the offensive line to pretty much anybody in the country. They've won the Joe Moore Award, which is the honor for the best offensive line in the country. I want to say it's like 2 of the last 3 or like 3 of the last 4 years.
2 of the last 3.
You've got the
the last
double-headed
3 for
monster
sure.
of Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. Blake, being a college football fan, Blake Corum needs to stay healthy. He is such a joy to watch. I don't care if he's running for 200 yards against my Penn State and the Lions. Like, he's just so good at what he does. If you're telling me to pick somebody to win a national championship right now, it's Michigan.
Okay, I'm gonna come up with a different answer. Go ahead, Mar.
It was Michigan, wasn't it? You fuck.
Yeah, that's why I said I want to say one of you.
Fuck.
I love you, Joey. Mar, go ahead.
I'll be completely honest. I think Ryan pretty much took the words out of my mouth because that was going to be my pick.
Oh,
I just feel like for the sole fact, if we're talking about the teams that look good on paper as of right now, Michigan is one of those teams that look very good on paper. They have J.J. McCarthy coming back as the starter. And I just feel like, me personally, J.J. McCarthy was the better choice at quarterback instead of K. McNamara. And I think it's not even close. But, hey, that's different conversation, different day. J.J. McCarthy, you have Cornelius Johnson, you have Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, who was a big part in that TCU game last year. Jesus Christ. Donovan Edwards is a motherfucker. Let me tell you. Watching Donovan Edwards just run over people and just run through people like it was nothing was actually entertaining. Very entertaining. I just feel like Michigan, they have the team to compete. It's just that last year they got unlucky. They played this TCU team that was just so hot.
Yeah.
Literally so hot. And the talent that they had was just, uncomparable for some. Literally. Like, it's just, it was very uncomparable.
All right, ready for who I got? Like I said, Michigan was my pick.
There's a couple different ways I think you're going to go with this.
I'm going a different way. And I shit you not, there's 2 games that I'm only worried about, but if they get past those teams, they're going to be in the top 4. I see them clearing out their schedule. You ready for this? Now, this is going to be a clip.
I'm scared.
Who?
Florida State.
Florida State?
Nah, I don't hate
Florida
it.
State.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Give me Jordan Travis. Give me Jordan Travis.
I think they beat LSU.
What is that
They're
game?
They're at home.
Yeah, give me LSU.
One. And then the only other challenge they got remaining, which is going to be a classic, is on September 23rd at Clemson. If they beat Clemson, they're running through the schedule.
Yeah, they'll run that table.
And I'm telling you, 2 names to watch for. I'll be watching all year. Jordan Travis and good old Johnny Wilson.
I love Johnny Wilson. Johnny Wilson
is an absolute dog. For sure.
I'm going to give you... I don't know what else the script has. I don't know if we were supposed to go conference by conference. I don't know if we just kind of...
Oh, no.
I'm going to give you...
Heisman.
I want to give you guys 3 teams to watch this year.
Okay.
Just overall. 2 of them are going to come out of the same conference.
Oh, God. You take mine, I'm smacking the shit out of you.
Watch out for Oregon and Bo Nix.
Okay, I'm fine.
Watch out for Washington and Michael Penix Jr. I don't know if you guys saw what he did last year. The lefty kind of cooked a little bit.
Towards the back end of the season.
And obviously, watch out for the boys. Watch out for the Penn State and Nittany Lions, y'all.
Oh, my God.
Watch out.
Jubilar.
Jubilar.
Nobody's watching out for them.
Wizard of Oz, bro.
What are you telling me they ain't gonna fucking win shit? Is that what you're saying?
Nobody's watching out for them.
Well,
Hold on.
You know your boy Sean Clifford threw a pick 6 in his preseason game the other day.
yeah, he still threw a touchdown after that. But like, I think the next drive he threw a touchdown. Well, that's what you missed. That's what you missed not being a Penn State fan the last 6 years, Bo. I had to go through that every single game for 6 years. The Packers are one injury away from Sean Clifford being your starting quarterback, and you don't want that. Trust me.
That's so hilarious, bro. I swear.
Wow.
I'm gonna give my teams to watch for the sole fact that we do need to wrap this up. Not gonna lie. Michigan is definitely going to be one of my teams I keep a close eye on. For the sole, like I said, this is probably the team. If they don't go big this year, I don't know what to make of it. But I think that this is the team. If they get a very good luck of the draw, I feel like this will be a team that goes big this year for sure. Michigan is one of them. I would say keep an eye out on my boys in Crimson Red, but it's gonna be shaky. I will say that it's gonna be shaky. But for the sole fact that we still even with our quarterback situation, we still got a lot of talent that you can watch out for. A lot of talent that's gonna be playing on Sundays in the near future, for sure. And so I got Michigan, I got Alabama. The other school, give me the Trojans. Give me the USC Trojans.
God. Yeah, if they can play defense.
Caleb Williams might repeat his Heisman, okay?
He can repeat his Heisman all he wants to. If they can't play defense like they couldn't last year, they can't. Hang on. Let's back up 10 seconds. If they can't play defense, they'll do what they did last year. They'll lose to Utah, and then they'll fucking take an L to like a Tulane or something in a bowl game.
They're not losing to Utah no more, man.
They gotta play defense.
Caleb Williams got the note.
If you
no
can't
more
play
fuck
defense,
Utah on your nails. No more fuck Utah on your nails. He got the note.
That will
never happen again.
By the way, I'm not gonna lie to you.
That'll never happen again. But USC, like I said, I think Caleb Williams has a very bright, high ceiling over there at USC.
Yeah.
I think he'll meet that ceiling, in my personal opinion. Michigan, of course, with the two-headed snake of Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, J.J. McCarthy leading the charge. I think they'll be okay. And my boys in Crimson Red, I feel like if we figure it out the first 2 weeks of the season, I think we'll be just fine. If we can figure it out, we can pick our starter, and our starter produces.
Yeah.
On top of that, I think we'll be perfectly fine.
Joey, your turn.
So,
all right, I'm naming 3 teams, not named Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm going off the. My first team.
First
team, I'm going Florida State. That's the team I picked. Dark horse. Jordan Travis. And they had one of the better number one receivers. The second team, same conference, Clemson. I want to see what Cade Klubnik does. I do want to see what the 1-2.
Who's the fucking running back that Clemson has? That's disgusting.
Will Shipley.
Yeah, I forgot he's still a thing.
Dog.
He's gonna have to ball out for them again this year.
And another one, I'm gonna go Kansas State with Will Howard.
I don't hate it though. They did win the Big 12 last year.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, Will Howard's nice. Will Howard's so nice. You know what the problem is though, Joey? They have to replace all that production they got from Deuce Vaughn, which I think they can do. I just don't know if they will do.
I'll guess. But Will Howard's got a cannon.
Oh yeah, he does. But Gabe?
I'll give you 3 teams. Ohio State, because I will be there when they fall. I'm personally paying attention for when they fail.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm on hater watch when it comes to them. Who else?
Oh my god.
Who else? USC. They're interesting. And I'm gonna say TCU. I want to see what they do.
Oh boy.
I want to see what they do.
That's actually a good one because I don't even know what the hell they got left.
They'll be
I don't
okay.
even know what they have left. They'll be all right. I think so, but I don't know what they have left.
No, I don't
That's a
either.
real good question. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think that will wrap this good old episode 2 up. Like I said, it's a lot of big things coming.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not in our Discord, go ahead and join our Discord. It is free. You
It's
don't have to pay for it.
free.
I promise you don't. Join our Discord. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube channel will have this podcast episode up for sure, for certain. Make sure that you are following us on Twitch as well, because September the 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be hosting our fantasy football draft live on Twitch. If you're not following our Twitch already, you need to go ahead and follow it, just for the sole fact that you'll be able to get that notification whenever we do go live. It's going to be a good time. Music, we'll be drinking, we'll be having fun, we'll be talking shit, we'll be doing every bit of sort. Just know September the 2nd, crunch time.
You want to be
it
there.
is. It's crunch time. You want to be there for that, for sure. And we're definitely going to be doing a whole lot more events, stuff like that. It's going to be a good time. I promise you guys. You don't want to miss that. Yes, but just join our Discord. Follow all our links. Make sure that you know. Also, I do want to introduce this idea. I haven't talked about this to the guys, but if you have questions for us, you want us to talk about something on the show, email us. Email us at thefab5bettors@gmail.com.
Or drop it in the comment section.
Or just drop it in the comments. You can also do that, but definitely email us if you have anything that you want us to talk about, any story, whatever you want us to talk about on the following episode. Go ahead and email us, or you can drop it in the comments. You literally have every opportunity to interact with us. If you don't interact with us, I'm just going to think you're antisocial. That's what I'm going to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time, though. Anybody else got any final remarks before we wrap this thing up?
I just have one more thing. Anything futures wise, if you have questions about, should I take this future or that future, like what do you think about this wins total or like national title total or whatever, just jump into the Discord. We're all in there.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely ask us questions. You know, we don't bite. I promise. We will respond, literally.
Except for Joey.
What the fuck, Joey?
Except for Joey.
But literally, don't be afraid to ask us questions. I promise we will respond as quick as possible. If you have any questions for us, like I said, you can drop it in the Discord, or if you're already following us on Twitter, you can DM us on Twitter. We will definitely answer your question there. Gabe, do you have any final remarks? You're muted, but still.
Not this time.
Okay.
Not this time?
Not
you have
at
nothing?
this time. No.
Not at this time?
Damn.
Oh.
You son of a bitch. All right. Well, that will do it for episode 2, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tune in next week for episode 3. We'll see y'all the next time.